Your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It's the start of another work week. The weekend, I felt great weather-wise. We saw a good amount of sunshine, plus those temperatures finally cooled down. We are going to start to heat back up again today. We'll start off with the sun this morning, but a few more clouds expected by the afternoon. Current temperatures sitting in the upper 50s and the lower 60s. If you had your windows open early this morning, or if you still do have them open this morning, you might need to close them by the time we head into the afternoon as we get back into the mid-80s. But later on into the day, maybe a small chance of a rain shower could be around for those of you wanting to see rain. We'll see chances today and later on into the week. We'll talk about those. We'll also have a look at the upcoming weekend and how even cooler push of air could be on the way here in just a bit. Christy and Mac, happy Monday.
Marvelous Monday so far. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm McLeod Hageman.
And I'm Christy Batista. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Pretty nice out there.
Marvelous Monday.
Marvelous. We'll take it.
Here's a look at today's top stories.
Well, Decatur police say they found 2 people with apparent gunshot wounds.
This happened near East Clay and South Webster Streets.
Now, the victims were a 21-year-old man and a 26-year-old woman. Both were taken to the hospital. Police say they are currently looking into exactly what happened. A Milford family is calling for justice after they say their son was neglected. 47-year-old Jason Fancher was found unresponsive by deputies in the Iroquois County Jail.
He died 2 days later at the hospital. WCIA3's Andy Olson has more on what Fancher's family is feeling right now.
Jason Fancher was arrested in May and charged with first-degree murder for a death in Sheldon last December. But since then, he's been waiting in Iroquois County Jail for his trial. When he was found unresponsive, his mom, Jerry Craighead, says his family wasn't told right away.
I was never notified from the jail that my son was even taken to the emergency room. I got a call from the emergency room because I happen to know the nurse that works there because I'm a nurse as well.
A reason still hasn't been given for Fancher's death. Results are waiting to be released by the Champaign County coroner, but his family thinks it has to do with his asthma and COPD. Fancher has told them earlier about his troubles breathing and told his family his request for an inhaler and BiPAP machine were denied.
He suffered. He died the death he never wanted to die, suffocation. That was the thing he was always afraid of, and they just let him die on that jail floor.
His family says Fancher has had issues with drug-related charges in the past, but for close to a decade, he hasn't had trouble with the law. In a place where they figured he would be safe, his mom and sister are devastated the jail let this happen.
We kept telling each other, well, at least he's safe, you know, we don't have to worry about him, at least he's safe, and he wasn't safe.
24-year-old Andre Maiden was the other inmate who died. The Iroquois County coroner says his death was not related to physical violence. The results of a toxicology report have still yet to be given out.
We expect today to at least bring a small chance of rain around. Now, if you're heading out this morning, you're going to see a good amount of sunshine, plus more of those clear skies, too. Farther south you go, you'll see a bit more of the cloud coverage because we have a frontal boundary down here, which is going to start to lift a little farther to the north, which will help to enhance the rain chances more so into the day tomorrow and for the next few days. Today's chance is still going to be really low, and we'll have a wave of moisture coming in from the west, which is going to approach, maybe show a line of storms over Missouri, but continue to diminish as it heads over into our area. 63 in Springfield, sitting also in the lower 60s in Effingham right now at 59 in Champaign, with mid-60s in Chicago and already at 74. So warmer and more humid air mass off to the south and to the west is in store and ready to head its way on in. Now, we're not talking about some of the same levels of what we had last week, but it is going to be not as comfortable as what we had over the weekend. And for this morning, still going to be more mild than anything else. We'll get that sunshine to start off this morning and really see more sunshine than clouds as we go throughout today before the clouds do take over more, and we'll get those rain chances to increase. We'll talk about how much or how high of a chance to expect here in a bit. Mac?
All right, thank you, Adam. Well, skateboarders held a vigil in downtown Champaign to honor the memory of Anthony Huber. He was one of the 3 victims shot in Kenosha, Wisconsin last week. Huber tried to use his skateboard to disarm 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse after the Illinois teenager shot and killed a protester. Cell phone video shows Huber later trying to wrestle a rifle away from Rittenhouse. Grizzly video shows Rittenhouse shooting Huber in the chest and then eventually killing him. A memorial ended at the Spalding Skate Park, where they took a moment of silence for all victims of police and vigilante violence. Rittenhouse is facing homicide charges as well.
Mothers who mourn their sons' deaths are calling for an end to gun violence. Dozens of activists marched through the streets of Champaign, asking for people to put their guns down. Community members marched through what they call high hope areas. Demonstrators marched on Bloomington Road, stopping traffic. Signs read, "Put the guns down and your life matters." Charlene Haynes-James is one of those moms who lost her son to gun violence. She shared her message with all the moms there facing the same thing.
We all share the same thing in common, and maybe we can fall on each other and make each other feel good. But with the separation and people not really wanting to participate, it's kind of hard. But I'm here.
The group HV Neighborhood Transformation called for more resources for mental health counseling, food assistance, and substance abuse to help make a lasting impact. Building service workers and grad employees rallied for change at the U of I.
Both groups have had frustrations with the way the university was treating them. For building service workers, they tried requesting hazard pay, but they say the university denied it, saying they don't qualify. Now, graduate employees paired with building service workers because of their issues with having to work on campus. They don't have the choice right now of being able to work from home if they want.
Right now that's being decided on a department by department basis, and we want to be able to say that any graduate worker should have the choice whether they are putting their lives on the line to work in person or work from home.
And the protest started with each group speaking about how the school's decisions have been affecting them, and it ended with a walk to the president's house as well. And the college experience probably feels a lot different this year for most students.
That's certainly the case for U of I students in the ROTC program who need that face-to-face training. WCIA3's Karina Rubio is live in Champaign with a look at the changes they have in place. Good morning, Karina.
Hey, Christy, good morning. This lot right across from the stadium would usually be packed with tailgaters on a game day, but with no football season, instead there's a bunch of circles on the floor, and it's packed with students from the ROTC program instead. The leaders of that program say they had to come up with a creative way to train while still keeping their students safe, and outdoors was the best option this year given the pandemic, and the circles on the ground help them socially distance themselves from each other while doing it. One person is assigned to each circle bright and early in the morning.
And there's an aspect of the Army training that we can't get away from entirely. And it's important to test and develop leaders at our level, and so we will have tactical competitions on Lot 31, and of course we will be wearing masks.
They also have a 25-meter lanes painted on the ground for their Army Fitness Combat Test. Reporting live in Champaign, Karina Rubio, WCIA3, your local news leader.
All right, thank you, Karina. Well, one recruit is keeping the Illini on his list, while another one is moving on.
Coming up in sports, we have the latest basketball recruiting news. We'll be right back with that.